Hello, everyone, and welcome back to College Call of Duty. It's myself, Visions, joined with Cam Burt, bringing you guys our second game here on stream. We got SIUE Black going up against Illini Blue here, Cam. It's going to be a really special matchup. I'm hyped to see exactly what we're going to get, but overall, how you feeling? How you doing, my man?
Absolutely hyped up. We got a great weekend of professional Call of Duty. I think we learned some things about the game and kind of about the scene. We'll see how it carries over into the College COD League. And I mean, we might have a little bit of an underdog here tonight, but I don't necessarily hate that. You know, I like to be pulling for one of these two teams to try to make it interesting. And I think we kind of know who we're leaning towards in ILL Blue, the undefeated squad coming in. But I don't know. Like you said, I'm hoping for something interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I mean, there's a couple of players that we have already seen on stream for as far as what they've been able to do here for us. And I mean, I'm hyped to see exactly what we're going to get out of SIUE Black, because I think the big factor here for them, Cam, is we're looking over everything that they were doing with their previous matches, and they're playing a lot of really tight search and destroys and actually coming out on top in a lot of them here. So that's going to be their backbone. But I think the question coming in towards a matchup that is looking to be a little bit more difficult for them to actually come out with the dub is, are they going to have what it takes to match Illini Blue here in towards the respawn, specifically, of course, the hard points and the controls, because control, probably one of their weaker game modes that they haven't exactly figured out here for themselves. And that could very well be a problem up against a squad that is very punishing. We saw these guys on stream. We saw how they're able to work themselves back in towards the game. The only thing that we have taken away is that they do have slow starts. If we go back towards that one matchup that they had up against RU Green, they did actually go down about 70 or 80 points early. So their factor, I think, coming in towards this one here for us is they got to have a hot start. They got to get some momentum swinging in their favor.
Exactly. And I mean, we talk about how search and destroy is going to be their strong suit coming in. It's going to be so important to win those search and destroys. You know, you're going to need those wins. Crossroads Hardpoint is the first map. And I don't know. I mean, I think it's a one where you really have to be controlling the spawns. You have to be on top of everything. Those P3, P4 spawns are so important. I think ILL Blue would be in favor there. I think they're going to be more ready for those rotations, but you can't throw SIUE out of the water just yet, right? Like, it's anything can happen. Just gonna have to get some momentum early and then win those search and destroys. It's gonna be so key. Like, you need those. You know that's their strategical game mode. Maybe you don't have the slaying power. Win those search and destroys, and you should be in an okay spot to try to take this series.
That's right. That's going to be the factor. And we take a look at least at the whole maps. Cam already said it. We got map one, Crossroads, lots of action, lots of subs we'll be taking a look at for as far as what they'll bring to the table. Then we'll move towards a Moscow search and destroy, a raid control, a checkmate hardpoint, and then a raid search destroy if we end up going towards the distance here. And if you look at a squad that is really good at search and destroy right now, I mean, Atlanta FaZe, excellent example after CDL. Other squads that aren't looking too good, but are looking good in respawns. You know, we look at our optics, look at our Dallases right now, and you are able to win series purely off of being a strong search and destroy team. The problem, you got to grab at least one of those respawns here, right? And whether that's just a map that you are completely solid on, that you're picking going in towards your vetoes and pick ban system here for us, or whether it's something that you're getting really good at a specific game mode like control, that's kind of one of those off kind of game modes that we see a lot of squads put a lot of time into to make sure that, all right, if we end up having a rough start towards a series, we're maybe losing the hard points, but at least we can rely on the S&Ds and control. Have some faith, have some confidence going in towards it here for themselves. I mean, that's kind of the big takeaways for us. But Illini Blue, I mean, they're not going to roll over in these other game modes as well. I mean, as much as they are looking probably better in the hard points, these guys have also won a lot of search and destroys, have started off like 5-0s and maybe let their teams kind of creep back in towards it, looking a little shaky. But there certainly is a lot of takeaways here for them. It's just a matter of, are they going to come out with the fire? Are they going to be able to shut these guys down and really take that momentum that we just talked about?
Right. Search and destroy, control your more situational game modes where you can kind of take things to your side with not necessarily gunplay. You don't need that as much. Those are going to be the really important ones. Moscow S&D, I mean, that's almost, as Search and Destroy is right now, team deathmatch with no respawns is the way I like to look at things in this game right now for Search and Destroy. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the first map. We'll see what takes place out on the battlefield.
We will take a look, and well, so far, all white coming through. SIUE Black, this is what we wanted to see. A nice hot start, as they're going to get themselves a good chunk of time. First 14 points will end up going over here for themselves now. Looking to see if they can actually hold on towards this, and well, things were switched at the top. So, of course, actually will be Illini Blue have this hot start here, and everything coming through. Couple kills here on the point. 25 seconds to play for. Can Capo win out on this battle? He will. Find the first one. No way he gets that second. Will get the trade, and now SIUE Black, they need to get this time.
Need to get this time, and you know, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there early. Burt's for SIUE Black. That's got to be my guy right now, putting on for the Burt's of the world. Going to be paying attention to Burt and see how he's doing. But really just some great time off the rip for ILL Blue right now. It's going to be important to see who gets these rotations for P2. It looks like SIUE Black is ready to go here on P2, but a huge break coming in from Kuki. They get 2 kills, and Burt there to pick up some trades. Rybo as well, so they go for a stalemate here. 2 kills in the feed for both squads, and as the break continues, the spawns are there for the black team, but the slaying power seems to be in favor of ILL Blue as they push into this P2 hill.
Yeah, these gunfights, they're just not coming their way. Things are going to have to change. I mean, Kuki, he's just been able to work himself right back in towards the point. And look at the scoreline. I mean, 8-2. Can he get himself on double digits before the 3rd rotation? I mean, it's looking like he might just goes to the Diamatti, almost finds that 2nd kill. It is a bit of a brawl for the last little bit of 25 seconds here for us, but maintaining this pressure is what we have for Illini Blue. They have the favored spawns for as far as control right now. They have one player that's coming in to make sure they hit the time. Kuki, does he get the double up? He will not. Trade will be good for Burt. So we'll look to grab the last 8 seconds for themselves as they're still going to be trailing by a lot. But this rotation here, Cam, that is going to be the problem for them as the setup is in, the kills coming through, and this is looking like Illini Blue slowly taking control.
This is where it really starts to get scary. You rotate to P3 and 4, and those spawns in the back by the rock come in so crucial. You can see the setup already for ILL Blue right now. They're ready for this rotation. And for Black, this is just going to be a really hard retake. You see the kills start to come in, though. Rybo with a 2-piece. That's huge. One player rotating in from the mid door. Can he get the 2nd with the pistol? He will. So that's a huge break to start things off. So far, so good. But now you have to start to focus on those back spawns. You have them. Just don't lose them before you go into P4.
That's the factor. They have to hold on towards them here. Invictus, a chance maybe to flip those spawns out. And well, we actually see 3 players end up going down. The spawn's still in. Can they hold on? Unify almost able to grab himself a 2nd kill. As we got 15 seconds left on the fire hill. It could be up for grabs, and SIUE Black would love to contest this time, but more importantly, they want to get themselves to set up in towards the back here. Kuki, he finds the first player trying to move in towards the scrap time. Now a chance to ignite this push. Can they win these battles? Burt shuts down the first one, but look at the response. Capo, Invictus, can they get through? Mutify almost with an angle maybe to get in towards the back, and well, with the spawns in, the hill is broken. Illini Blue, they find themselves a perfect break.
And you saw it there from the rotation from P3 to P4. ILL Blue wasn't necessarily even that worried that they didn't have a setup. They knew they had to get a break, but they're confident in it with their slaying power right now. It doesn't take very long. Only 10 seconds go in favor of SIUE Black before the break happens. Now the setup's flipped. It doesn't get any easier if you're SIUE Black. You're trying to flood through, but as soon as you get 1 kill, somebody else there for the trade. Mutify right now in the first line of defense on a streak here. 3 kills already. And I mean, score streaks can be absolutely massive on this map. Yeah. You have to play for those anytime you get the chance. This lead continues to extend. As we start to go back to P1, you just got to hope if you're SIUE Black, you can get back to the drawing board, get those rotations in check, and once you get your setup, you got to have a better job holding it. But sometimes it's easier said than done, as we know. As we start to rotate back towards P1.
Oof, we rotate back, and I mean, this is not the start you want to have by any means. SIUE Black struggling to hold on towards the setups and struggling to break a lot of the hills. It's been scrappy, I think, around P2 like we saw the first time around, but it's time to take some control. Burt's doing exactly that. He's going to be hard anchoring up and towards the back. He wins a big important battle to make sure that spawns should remain in their favor, but there's a bit of chaos. Look at player number 4 off screen, and he might be able to actually make that flip happen, and well, that flip has come through. Illini Blue not only pressure on the point, but they have the majority of their members here on the favorite side of the map. They will clean up Burt, and once again, they just find themselves in complete control.
He was doing okay up there by the sandbag for the time being, but he will fall. And I mean, as you start to play for some of this scrap time on P1, you gotta, of course, focus for P2 and the rotations, but you see the control maintaining there for ILL Blue, and this is a huge position to be in, up by top cat. Mutify obviously has the mechanics in check. Slide cancels in there and picks up Burt one more time, so still the spawns will remain in favor of the blue team, as Rybo almost gets taken off P1 there. And this is when, if you're SIUE Black, you got to get the comms together. Decide which way you want to hit this next hill. It can't just be separate individual plays. It has to come together as a team. And a big play there for number 5 to climb down. Unfortunately, he gets picked up with a nade, and this setup maintains intact here for ILL Blue. Almost closing in on a win here. It's been pretty handily so far. Not much stress as Mutify continues to get kills up by the top cat.
Yeah, I got to imagine the comms are probably vibing for them right now, Cam. I mean, this has been what? How many full 60 holds have we just about gotten here? A few of them at the very least, and everyone getting closer and closer to about 20 kills. This is really probably the whole squad just having a great time in the round as they're just looking to rack up those KDs going in towards these future weeks to maybe intimidate their opponents. SIUE Black not giving us a whole lot at the moment. but there's still a chance. We talk about, this map being very similar to Slums back in the day. When you're talking about P3, P4, these are hills you can chain. The problem has been holding on, and they do actually manage to find a couple of kills, and actually SIUE Black will lose one of their members here as well, so that's going to make things even more difficult to try and hold on towards their setup here. Unfortunately, we're looking at about 208 to 42. Illini Blue with the numbers advantage now should be able to move in here without a problem. Well, Invictus, big kills as he finds the double.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say, this is kind of the time where you start to just look for any bit of momentum you can grab if you're SIUE Black before you go into map 2, but of course you lose a player, so that's definitely not going to help things. We know there's some snow in Texas, and that's causing problems, but nothing we've heard about out in Illinois, so who knows what happened there for the 4th player. Still, though, I mean, like I said, you got to just try to look for anything you can carry into map 2 in terms of momentum. The kills start to come through. It's 3v4, so it's not easy, but Elite's going to grab some scrap time here in a game that's all but said for. Cucky picking up on where he's going. 23 kills right now, and that's just a couple headshots in a row. So at this point, yeah, you start to look towards map 2. What can we do to try to, grab some momentum and get ready? Go back to the drawing board, get this one out of sight, out of mind, and try to move on.
That's the biggest thing. You got to erase this. I mean, the big factor here is they're able to keep things scrappy around P1, but every other hill, I mean, just not there here for them. And, well, there's the scoreline, 250 to 50, as we don't have all 4 members, unfortunately, ending the game with us. But, I mean, even before we lost them, it was still control here for Illini Blue, so I can't expect things looking a whole lot different for us. But we take a look at Kuki's final play here, just bobbing in and out, mechanics, movement, all looking solid. And that is going to be good here for them. Map number 1, but we go towards Search and Destroy. We got a Moscow coming up here for us, Cam, and this has been the bread and butter here for this squad. SIUE Black, they need to get themselves, of course, the win to try and get this series going. If they can get towards the map 5, I think that's what we're looking at for as far as the win condition for actually grabbing the dub here in the series for themselves. They just have to try and grab one of these respawns, but it at least starts going in towards the Search and Destroy. If you have yourself a strong Search and Destroy and can kind of get yourself into a bit of a groove, bit of a rhythm, maybe even beat down on the Illini Blue, like on a 6-2 scoreline or something like this, that might just give you the confidence to say, all right, we can beat these guys, we can keep this going.
Right, and this is what we were expecting, right? I mean, the hard point was going to be in favor of ILO Blue, and to draw it into the CDL this weekend, we kind of got to see how some of the best respawn teams in the scene were able to win their respawns, but they weren't necessarily ready for Search and Destroy, and that proved to be catastrophic for Dallas Empire and Optic Gaming. So I don't know, if it draws into the CCL, like you said there, Visions, SIUE really need to win the Search and Destroy. It's their preferred game mode against a team like ILO Blue, and I mean, Moscow is a map too where you can really employ some interesting strategies, right? Like you can go to both bomb sites. Sure, the A is the more probable one that you're going to see, but there's so much map space for the defense to be covering. There's so many lanes. There's going to be at least one lane that gets left open and a chance for someone to make a high risk, high reward play, maybe make a flank, maybe make a pinch, or even on offense, go over to B and try to shake things up. I think it's all pretty viable on this map. It's one of the better Search and Destroy maps in the current meta with no smokes and no snipers. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think if you're SIUE Black, you have to be as well. Like, this is the map that you wanted to see for your Search and Destroy. You got to win this. And I agree, need to get some momentum. Maybe it's a stomping that you hope for. You can win by a few rounds and carry that into the 3rd map, as it'll be Raid Control, which is another one that I really like to see. I think that's one of the better maps for Control.
Agreed. I mean, absolutely agreed. Both teams definitely have, a strong chance at being able to close out either defensively or offensively. It's not just one-sided, but I love your points on Moscow. I think when we had originally kind of talked about this map at the beginning of the game, it's like, oh man, how are we ever going to hit this B site? Now that it's like tucked away in towards the back building on the defensive side, it's just so defensive favored. But I think as we've seen things evolve and the middle of the map be, a really pivotal moment for as far as, all right, if you find that player that's watching the middle, that's typically kind of hanging around cutout, that just gives you the room to be able to make that easy rotation over towards the site, cutting through Eskies, trying to throw some of these bait plays in because you don't have smokes. Just throwing some of these stuns and nades when trophies go down, that sometimes gives you enough information to say, guys, I think they're hitting A. One player over rotates, right? That player then that was defending B tries to pick out the middle of the map. This B site's open as you go through the middle of the map. So there's a lot of different strategies I think that we've seen develop, especially within the pro play from some of the other stronger Search and Destroy teams at the very least for us. So there's definitely an option here, but I want to say they did have a 6-50 5 win already on this map. So they have had success. And we already said it at the top of the broadcast here for ourselves going towards this match that this is the game mode they have to take. So if you're going to take these guys down, SIUE Black, you got to win this map too here in Moscow. And hopefully they have something kind of tucked in towards their sleeve or something they can bring out here for us. It's going to throw that curveball in towards the mix and take these guys down because Illini Blue, I mean, looking at that first map cam, they're firing on all cylinders. They're looking good. They got the team chemistry. And I think the funniest part about this team is that they're actually the B team here for this school. So it makes things a little scary for as far as, all right, what's their A team looking like if these guys are looking this good?
Exactly. I mean, in the hunt to be a power ranked team, I believe they were in the top 25. They don't look like a B team by any means. And you're absolutely right. The slaying power was there in map 1. So that's kind of probably expecting that to continue into map 2. And as we were talking about some of those strategies, one more I'd like to bring up is almost like the fake to be on offense that you can see sometimes where teams try to get, and this gives me more time to talk about it. It gives you kind of try to draw the defense away from A, and then at the last second, you still go to A, but you got yourself a little more of a life advantage, some more trade possibilities. I think that's something that can be pretty effective on this map as well. Show the push to B, maybe get some players on defense to rotate, and then at that very last second, make the hit towards A, all guns blazing, and be aggressive. That's going to be the key.
Yeah, we'll have to see what ends up coming out. Looks like the players having a bit of a rough time getting themselves all in towards the lobby. Very well could come down to the last player timing out there for us during the hard point. So I think it's safe to say we'll throw things to a bit of a break, get ourselves ready. Switchy, on the other hand, he's saying maybe they're getting back in. So maybe I'll hold my tongue. They're starting it back up. We're good. No breaks here, Cam. We're going right back in towards the action. I was about to throw things away, but it looks like they're ready to go here for themselves. And if you're just tuning in, 1-0 is currently the scoreline that we have here for Illini Blue. They do smoke their opponents, I will say, map 1, but we don't get all 4 players finishing out the game here for us. There's a lot of issues happening throughout, power and stuff like this for as far as a factor. We didn't think it's happening here for as far as Illinois, but at the same time, we never know. But hopefully we're all good to go. We got a nice competitive matchup coming in towards the mix. I touched on they won a 6-5 here, so they're used to playing under pressure, used to playing, in very intense situations here. So I wouldn't count them out by any means, but I think they got to come back to the point that they need to have a strong start here for us, win a couple of these initial rounds, and just build up that confidence to say, all right, we can win, we can battle these guys out in gunfights, and we don't need to play scared by any means.
We're not taking a break. The show must go on. And, speaking of that weather, I saw like a diagram today that the coastlines of the United States are really warm right now. The snow outside my house is melting. And then in the middle of the state, everything's cold. You're seeing it in Texas where they're getting snow. So there's some crazy stuff going on in the world of weather and the whole thing. So we're not weathermen here, but we'll keep the COD talk going. And I have to agree, right? SIU Black, after that hard beatdown, you need to come out with a couple early round wins. You need to do it in demanding fashion. And Moscow S&D at map 2 on defense, that you can get pretty aggressive over by A. And I think that's something you might look for as well. Over by that brick wall, you can kind of push up. You can snake it a little bit, get yourself some information. Those stun checks, like you said, can be so important. So any information you can get is going to be huge, but I think we're going to that break after all.
Yeah, I think we're going to throw things to a break. Still having issues, so we apologize for the inconvenience, guys. But when we come back, we got map 2 coming up on Search and Destroy Moscow. Don't go too far. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to College Call of Duty. We do apologize about the break, but we do have an update there for you guys. Unfortunately, our observer did end up dropping out of the game, but lucky enough, we did have another admin that was already in the game there for us, so we did get to catch at least a little bit of what did go down there for us, Cam. And well, it was a pretty close overall series, 6-4, or rather map that came through, 6-4, that ended up swinging the way of SIUE Black. And Cam, take us through what just happened.
Well, it's kind of what we were expecting. We were talking about it. SIUE needed to win these search and destroys, and they do exactly that. Those final 2 rounds, a couple of huge clutches from CH, and then my guy Bert gets the ace in the final round, picks up all 4 kills to take it home. Now we head into raid control, but that was just a huge win for SIUE. We talked about it. They really needed that. Get a little momentum back in your favor, heading into control. Sure, the hard point was slightly a blowout. Maybe you had somebody lose full a little bit there and disconnect from the game, but you regain, you get back in the win column with a huge map 2 win, and now we get to go towards raid control.
Raid control coming up here for them. And yeah, I mean, we also kind of framed up what they had to do to be successful, right? They had to have that hot start that was just lacking so much in towards the first map. Well, they went up 3-0, at least at the start of that map number 2. Things did maybe slip up a bit, but they were able to always maintain that lead, make sure they never lost it. So big stuff here. Fortunate we didn't get to see it, at least for everyone that was watching here, waiting to see exactly how this one would go down. But I'm very impressed. We had a couple of moments, 1v2, like you just said, that ended up coming through here for us. Also just had great map control control, I feel like, on the defensive side of things, just not letting up, not letting anyone kind of slip through the net, just holding the line, making sure they're putting all that pressure on towards the sides and not giving off too many free plants. So a lot of great stuff coming through here for us, but we turn our attention towards what is going to be a raid control. This is the one map that we have in the rotation of the three that can be won. I wouldn't say easily, but you at least have a strong chance on both sides here for yourself. I think more often than not, maybe there's a bit of favor towards the offensive side because of the way the spawn system works. If you end up all dropping down on the A site, well, guess what? You're going to be spawning B, and you have a slight numbers advantage to get an initial setup kind of intact here for us. But the middle of the map also, extremely important from either side for as far as what you're able to do. When you can start bouncing between dividers and open stairs for as far as offense or defense, you're getting a lot more wiggle room to be able to maneuver around the map here for us. So that's also kind of a big factor for as far as what we're going to get and who's going to be able to control that the best.
And I hate to keep saying that SIUE has all these must-win matches, but again, this feels like another one where you really need to win it. You saw what happened in Hardpoint in map 1. It didn't go your favor. You really, really need to win this control. Another game mode where things get a little more situational. You can outsmart your opponent in ways. You don't have to necessarily rely on the gunplay so much. I think Raid a map where it's kind of dual-sided. You can win it on offense. You can win it on defense, unlike some of the other maps in the pool. So I don't know. I think this is just a huge opportunity for SIUE Black, right? Like, you're going against an undefeated team. You had a tough start to your season. You're 1-3 coming into the day. Pick up that big search and destroy win. Now you get a control, and then it's like, okay, who cares what really happens in the hard point? We feel good about search and destroy. We can go into map 5, be raid again, which I would really, really love to see. Raid search and destroy is so fun to watch. So, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I think it's another one that is pretty must win for SIUE Black. Gotta get this control and force another search and destroy.
It feels like that could be the case. And I think the big takeaway here is that we're playing on a map that at least Illini Blue has not played for as far as their very first 4. They've been very strong on Checkmate. That's been the map they played 3 out of 4 series here so far, and only dropping it once in a 3-2 manner, but winning out on either 3-1 or 3-0. So they've had a lot of success, at least on that map. And then they played Garrison once up against Uni Purple and ended up 3-0ing them as well. So this is the first time they've played Raid. So for as far as this veto process that is kind of coming through here for us, Cam, this is a chance for them to do exactly what you're saying, maybe be able to come in towards this just like they did in the Search and Destroy and give us some surprises, bring out, what they've been practicing on this map combination, because this is a map I think that is probably just rose to the top for as far as the favorites, probably because of, the map set being in Black Ops 2 and one of the best games that we've had for as far as the competitive scene. But this is their best chance, I feel like, at actually being able to take this map, because they're playing it on something that they're probably at least familiar with for as far as scrims. On the other hand, we just don't have any information for as far as what they have been able to do on it here, of course, with the side of Illini Blue. So this is, this is looking pretty probable. I mean, I got high spirits for as far as what they just did. Bert had an ace there. You've been gassing him up, throughout that first couple maps, right? So this is looking good. They just got to make sure they carry it over in towards this third map for us.
Putting on for the Berts of the world. I'm always going to show love for a fellow Bert. But yeah, I mean, and to go back on what you said about Raid, like, have you ever met anybody who doesn't like Raid? Like, how could that even be a possibility? Right, exactly. Like, I don't want to know you. Just so much nostalgia and just countless memories on that map from the Call of Duty scene in general. It's a reason everybody's favorite. We're going to get to see it here right in front of us.
We sure will, ladies and gentlemen. 1-1 the scoreline. Big swing map here in map number 3. Mutify already battles coming in towards this A zone. That's a big win that ends up coming in. Bert finds the second as well, so maybe that first tick of progress will come in, and well, it certainly will. Now working for the second tick as the attack is about to come in, just try and play some defense, but it's all red so far coming in towards the mix here for us, and this might very well actually be the third tick going over. It is just 2 players on the zone. The nades might clear them out. Capital finds the first one. Mutify finds the second, but hey, that's fine. Look at the mini-map, Bert. They got themselves all the way over here on B, and they might be able to get some more progress.
Really, really strong start, and a lot of that has to do with Rybo playing A aggressively, pushing up on the point and forcing those spawns back. Now, though, the second tick could be coming in on B. A big kill from CH. Good read to look back towards those open steps. Got a player funneling in for money. He's going to fall as well, so this capture is good for SIUE Black. Now they just have to focus on A. Already 2 ticks there, and A, really the easier of the 2 sites, I would say, to take. But if you're looking at the things from IOL Blue's perspective, it's a matter of just getting the setup in place, making sure that no players are able to get a free line of passage towards that A site. And really just playing it more aggressively, I think, is going to be the key. You don't want to sit back and hold lanes. You want to be on the point, holding them off it. right now. Already some big kills coming in for SIUE Black, a 2-piece from CH, and that's going to be enough to capture the point after those 2 ticks were already in. A huge start from SIUE Black to take round 1.
Okay, SIUE Black, I see you. I see you right now. This is incredible. I mean, that was just as clean as offenses get. Simple as that. Big stuff coming through. CCH here as well, just able to line up all of these kills. Goes to the Diamante. I mean, they cut him off early here as well because he goes and racks up, I think it was at least 2 more when he gets himself on top of Ring. Big stuff here coming through on the very first offense. I'm sure Illini Blue not even ready for what just hit them in the face. And now it's up to them to see if they can bounce back. But that you're right. I mean, he's what, probably 1 or 2 kills off from getting that. So extremely unfortunate.
Yeah, CH not using the streaks. That's going to be pretty catastrophic in the end if this streak continues. It does get up to 7. He might have had an artillery, but forgot to put him on before the match started. So just got to get back to the drawing board on those create a class options. So we go into round 2, though. If you're ILO Blue, this is really a moment where we're going to get to see what kind of adversity lies underneath your skin, right? Like, how do you respond to a huge start for SIUE Black? And Rybo holding things down at A like he did in the first round. A couple kills will fall. Elite's there for the trade. He's going to have 1 more to deal with here before reinforcements are headed to B, actually. Ooh. So a little change of pace for ILO Blue on offense. They're going to go ahead and put some emphasis on B. 3 players there right now with not a lot of opposition to slow them down. No. So it looks like they're going to be able to get a couple ticks. As over on A, doesn't even need support. It's Kuki over there going crazy, going kooky on A.
Oh, that trade had to come through on A because B just went over. And, I mean, you have a couple more streaks now starting to come through for us. And Kuki, I mean, he is not slowing down. He might just solo cap this all by himself. There's an attempt here from Elite to come in from behind, but It's not going to happen in time. Kuki! Holy cow, man. What a play. Just plays his life, wins that double, getting points and ticks on both zones at the same time. I mean, we just saw just about a flawless offense, but I mean, it gets responded with just about a flawless offense as well.
Talk about the strategy that goes into sending forces to one side over the other. Why even worry about it when you have Kuki over there going 1v4 against the entire squad to cap A by himself? Huge plays out of Kuki to be 8-4, and hopefully he has streaks on. He's up to 6 right now. Might have a chance to get a huge artillery or a cruise missile. Ooh. Looks like he already has that artillery, so playing for the cruise. And you got to communicate that to your teammates, of course. Like, someone bait for me. Jump out there so I can get this next kill, because that could come in absolutely instrumental in a game of control here on Raid. As we go into the offense again for SIUE Black. You pick up the first one. Now you're trying to do what you did in the first round, but a nice start. And you got some spawn killing coming in from Kuki. He's behind you, Rybo. Turn around. He's going to pick up 1 and has a chance for the second. Nice trades come in, and he does get that cruise missile. So streaks in hand for ILO Blue. That could come in huge at a later point in this game.
Sure could. You have to try and recognize that as best you possibly can here. SIUE Black on the response, but Capo, he is just cutting off the reinforcements. They managed to get 1 player close towards B, but it doesn't matter because they're getting put in towards the spawn trap now, and you've already gotten about halfway through this round. You need to start finding some of these kills. They will get the effective trade as they make their way towards this B point, but they have to get through Invictus. Trade is there from Burt, but still not able to at least use this numbers advantage to really take control of either side of the map. She tries to fight for the middle of the map here for himself, up on the stairs. Won't happen. Rybo now, does he have enough in the tank to be able to start working towards his first tick? And, well, he's got 1 player in behind him trying to give him additional support, but he is more or less all alone.
All alone on B right now is a player coming cutout. We'll spot that out. A big kill onto Invictus, but you see in the kill feed, teammates falling all around him. It's all up to Rybo, who right now is putting it together. 2 kills to start things off, but the reinforcements spawning so far out. You can see number 3 on your minimap there will be the next one up to try to help. Rushes over. More kills coming in from Rybo. Ooh. Again, we're seeing how the reinforcements don't even matter for these SMG players on both teams, putting together the kills, and it might continue here as Capo smartly will go ahead and back down. You don't want to mess with Rybo right now on a 5-kill streak and so close to capturing B, but the streak huge there from Kuki. Luckily, Burt, my guy, is in there to capture B, so this round will continue for SIUE Black.
I want to say there was a little miscommunication there. I mean, Kuki invests the streak, but everybody that was on the minimap here in white was already making their way towards A to start playing defense. So a bit of a misuse, but I believe artillery is still going to be available as we do see Illini Blue covering the map, picking up all the pockets, making sure no one's going to be able to slip on through. Rybo, though, He comes right off that last spree and puts himself on towards a big gunfight as he can maybe start working in towards the back. So you got 50 seconds to start making some progress by A. You'd love this gunfight to come through there for CH, but it doesn't. The trade, however, is effective. Elites gets it. Invictus, next player you're going to have to try and battle through as he's got himself posted up. Good pinch from the middle of the map. This is a good shot for SIUE Black to start making themselves known on the point. Stop this clock if you can. 35 seconds is what they're going to have, but you mentioned the lives here actually, and yeah, it slips my mind there, Cam. They just get slaughtered there off the start, and it cost them here in the end.
I think we were watching Rybo for so long on that kill streak, you don't even know that the live disparity is there because it seems like SIUE Black is doing the slaying. It was just Rybo over at B who went on that nice killing spree, about 5 or 6. But in the end, the slaying power in that round in favor of ILL Blue, a better defensive round, I'll say. I mean, you saw a little more spawn killing. Anytime you can get in your opponent's spawn, you can just add frustration to their mind. No one likes to get spawn killed. Whether you're playing pubs, competitive, it's just a frustrating thing to deal with. And anytime you can do that, always going to be good to put pressure on your opponent as they go into one more round here. A chance to close it out in this control and head to what would be a game-clinching hard point for ILL Blue, where we saw them so dominant in map 1. Huge defense right now for SIUE Black to try to extend this game.
Have to clean some things up for sure. We'll see if they can do it. Progress already starting to come through. Mutify tags up and, well, doesn't have all the support around him, but does he even need it? Finds the first one. Oh, snaps for the second. Good trade kill to make sure that first tick of progress will not be secured. So back to step 1 here for Illini Blue. Looks like they are gearing up for yet another attempt over towards A. Capo, he finds himself an entry in towards the middle. Mutify needs to find value here, and well, no value will be found. Another shutdown here on the defense. SIUE Black starting to step it up.
Just getting ready to say, you might like to see SIUE Black take a page out of ILL Blue's playbook and start to force these spawns a little bit. You see Rybo doing exactly that, and I slide cancel the G slide off the ledge there for a couple kills, and he might have a chance at a third. Has to regen that health. Good nade though, pre-nade, and Invictus is ready for the hop in. Still able to trade that out, and nobody has yet to get on a point here to get even a tick. So 30 seconds left. You got to try to extend this round. You see number 8 on your minimap. That's Capo getting on B. He's got some support from Kuki, who's coming over. Going to be up to Rybo here in cutout to try to slow down this push. He will fall. So now you have full reign to take control of this point. And if you're trying to capture B, it's so important to push out those spawns, try to maintain map control. But this spot right here from Capo, just so hard to kill a player when he's in this little rock corner. And that's going to be enough to capture B. So now you turn the focus over towards A. If you're SIUE Black, you see number 4 there trying to get into a power position to try to push things out a little bit. It all comes down to this point over at A with 1:20 to go on the clock.
Kuki, he might get a line of sight onto Burt, who's trying to hold the top power position, but good help comes through. Mutify, the only one left alive, tucked away in their spawn. 1:05 here on the clock as we're getting low on life for Illini Blue. Just down to about 10. Rybo, no way you play your life, and you won't. The push comes through. They clear him out of Zig. And now they got themselves a bit of control and in around at least top and bottom art. Burt somehow stays alive with 30 HP, but they know where he is. But, I mean, they don't finish off the kill. It takes Invictus's nade to finally bring the kill home for themselves. So they're still playing defense. No ticks have gone over. There's maybe a push starting to unravel for us in towards the back. And while the streak does come through, Invictus only able to find Burt.
This is a huge kill right here on Rybo. You got to get this, and they do. They go ahead and push through Kitchen. They know that with the live disparity right now, you just have to get one clean sweep and try to stack the point. It's not going to happen when CH is slaying the way he is right now on the point. So good in this power position. Climbing up the top ring. Maybe make it 2 more. The sprays come in, and it's going to be enough to slow down the push. 3 lives left. Just 2 now for ILL Blue. And I mean, when the lives start to fall there, you realize you have to play for that sweep. They make the right play to push through Kitchen, try to get that clean sweep so they can push the spawns. It just doesn't end up happening the way they would have liked. So we're going to see a round 5 in what has really been a great series. A lot of credit to SIUE Black making this one interesting. And we talked about it in the pregame, right? They need this control pretty badly. So we know how things went on hardpoint in the first map. Would like to see them force a game 5. They're making it possible, right? I mean, we're going to round 5 right now.
Right, we're going to round 5. I mean, a team that's, 1-3 here, certainly giving Illini Blue, who's 4-0, a run for their money, making things difficult, but it's not done yet. We go into round 5 to see who exactly is on the attack, and well, there you have it. SIUE Black, they do have themselves an offensive win already so far in towards this map, but can they bring it home when the pressure is starting to build and weigh in on their shoulders We'll see if they can do it. Bert, who's had a bit
Turn
of
up,
a slow
Bert.
start here. He's got to turn up for us, Cam. Only putting up 7 kills so far. EKIA, excuse me, might be a little bit higher for themselves, but he battles out through the middle of the map. Looks like the push should come through. Capo will clean him out. There is progress, and well as a stack actually coming through on A, where they might be able to get themselves a whole bunch of progress. That second tick on its way, but there's the cleanup crew. They get themselves in, and Illini Blue play some excellent defense.
Just in time to save that second tick would have been pretty huge. We saw the same scenario actually happen in that first offensive win for SIUE Black. Got the 2 ticks on A and then went over to B. Seems like that's another strategy they try in this round, but this time ILL Blue are ready for it. They shut down that push to B. And if you're SIUE Black, it's like, well, what are we going to do here? It looks like they continue the push over to B, where they might have a life advantage, but the rotation coming in for Illini. One player pushes into money, he will fall. Trade there. Both teams stacking the point. Now a matter of just winning the gunfights. Elite's taking one on money. 2 ticks come through on B, almost. Rybo will fall, so it's all up to Bert. Last one here, holding on to this position, and 2 ticks do come in. We'll see if they can get the third.
Perfect gunfight here on a Kuki. Oh, Kuki just rips him from range. It's good, but it doesn't matter because the zone actually gets secured. Extra minutes put up. We are getting a little bit low on lives here for SIUE Black, but they're only got a team wipe. Or as far as the differential, Rybo, maybe he can find value in the middle. Oh, burn and turn. Beautify gives it to him. Tries to play his life. Elites gets the trade, sure. But you stop this push through the middle of the map, and that's really the big factor. Kuki now needs to try and find this kill onto Elites, and Elites will win out on another battle. Finally cut down. Beautify comes back out and looks to try and hold that mid-map control. But you got a tick here on A. This is looking good here for them. Again, they just need one good push.
Right, just need one good push is exactly right. You got to talk it over with your team and do it together as a team. It can't be individual plays. CH right now on a huge flank will pick up 1 kill and should have a chance to try to pick up a spawn kill. Dizzy Ricky guys the spawn to his right. He doesn't at the last second. Just barely getting away with the life, and this is a huge kill on Invictus, who is just up top ring. That's a power position you lose there if you're ILL Blue, and now CH realizing Mutify might be rotating through, didn't get the good timing. But a tick is starting to come through here on A. You got to pick up the kills. 1 down for CH. Looking towards back laundry where there's a couple players. Mutify pushing outer. Invictus the third again. Oh my goodness gracious. And another, he will get traded out. So now the final tick coming through. You got a stack going, and it looks like SIUE Black are going to hang on and win this map number 3. We're going to checkmate hardpoint, and all of a sudden the tables have been turned. ILL Blue find themselves in a hole here, and they were the favorite coming in.
Oh, I'm really wishing we got to show that map too on stream now, because we got ourselves a series here, Cam, and I mean, you got to give it up to a few of these members having some massive plays. I mean, I don't know if it's CH, G, whatever it is, but the man is putting up some incredible plays here for us. I mean, that flank just sells the whole thing. I mean, the fact that they're not able to find the kill, I think Beautify is the one that spawns up right towards the line of sights, doesn't finish off the kill, maybe expects the reach out, so doesn't exactly chase him down right away, but that timing, you know, gives him the opportunity to move right in towards ring, finds that kill up top, then actually converts for a second, and that eliminates the defense that is set up inside of ring that is so difficult to break. But when you find those pinches, when you find those flanks, that's how you break open the defensive setup, and that's exactly what we just got here from them. I mean, got to give it up, because I was not expecting SIUE Black to be able to really contest Illini Blue in these respawns, but they give it for us there. And now we're going to, at the very least, one more map to see exactly if they're going to be able to maybe bring some of that flare in towards the respawn, right? Maybe they just needed to warm up a little bit, and that's why they got blown out so bad in that first map here for them. But you know what? You have the insurance of, all right, if things do go the same way as map 1, guess what? We're going towards raid, search, and destroy to close things off.
Exactly. I mean, that's what we kept saying. We've been saying, got to win these search and destroys, got to win your control. They've done that so far, and who knows? Like you said, maybe the momentum does carry over into a checkmate hardpoint, and you can try to steal one before map 5. It doesn't favor them to do that, but we'll see what happens in the checkmate. I again, though, have to agree that play from CH was just so huge. The game-defining play. Rybo had a really big map that time as well. Both of those guys were huge and just doing what they had to do to get things done. They forced a possibility, at least, for a map 5. We'll see what happens in the hardpoint. Either way, though, this one is not over yet, and SIUE Black are stunning everybody right now, right? Like, this was not expected, so it's awesome to see. Always love seeing an underdog put up a good fight, and right now they're putting up more than that.
Yeah, they're putting up a fight, all right. I mean, 4-0, right? This Illini Blue squad, I got to keep bringing it up because they have not lost a series yet. And a lot of their wins have come through 3-1s, 3-0s. They've looked really solid, not showing a whole lot of weakness. And I mean, this is probably an eye opener for them as well, for as far as, really not expecting this SIUE Black squad to give them as much of a contest that they've been doing. And sometimes that's what you use to overcome your opponents, right? You don't prepare as much going towards that matchup. We're like, oh, we got more important teams to look out for here. This one might be a breeze. And sometimes that comes through here and you have a squad that is able to surprise you and bring the heat, bring that fire for us. So this is looking good. And I think going over towards a checkmate hard point here for us, Cam, this is looking pretty good because we're looking at least some of the top fraggers and top performers so far for SIUE Black. And that has been on their ARs, right? That's been the factor, I think, for as far as what they've been bringing towards the table. And as much as we talk about plane control being so important, and that's really kind of the zone that's dominated from the submachine gun players, a lot of the map is dominated from the side lanes for us, right? And that's when we're looking at those ARs, those Kriegs maybe coming in towards play to see if they might have enough in them to be able to just lock things down. I mean, CH, if he can just keep doing what he just did here, I mean, that's going to look really good to potentially have a shot at being able to close things out still here in this map number 4.
CH, Burt gonna have to have huge games here. And I mean, we talk about the momentum. It's in favor of SIUE Black right now, but I think if you're them, like, even if this map doesn't go in your favor, if you get blown out again, you can't let it get to you, right? You just have to know that you have that map 5 coming up. Focus on that if things aren't going your way, and just don't let that momentum go too far out the window. Try to hang on to a little bit of that because you got a big win there in map 3, and map 5 is gonna happen either way. So
you can definitely rely on that, but we're just about getting in towards the game, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are hyped because I am hyped right now. SIUE Black giving us a series. Cam and I are pumped up here. We're getting ready to jump in towards what will be a checkmate hard point. We're looking at a couple of key things. Will the rotations be on point? Because that was a problem last time around for as far as getting set up first, but not only that, holding the initial setups. This is a problem our squad like Atlanta FaZe has right now in the pro scene. Can they actually hold on towards the setups? Because the breaks weren't looking as good, and you have to rely on your subs to maybe bring some of that. But it's time to get into it. SIUE Black, they're on the favorite side, and we're about to kick off hardpoint.
When we're talking about those rotations, I think to me, the biggest money hill on this map seems to be P2. If you can get those spawns, you can cut off the entire push to the hill. It gets so hard to cross over to even have a chance to contest, as we're in P1 here, which can be pretty scrappy. But right now, in favor of ILL Blue, big kill from Invictus, who's going to push out this right side. That's another one that will fall, and you see already, still 30 seconds left, trying to play for those P2 spawns, which are so important. You got a few players pushed up in the plane here, picking up some more kills, and it looks like they have done it. They flipped out SIUE Black, and they'll have set up for P2, which is so important.
This is really what we got a lot in map number 1. Illini Blue, good understanding of where to be and how to flip. They have the favorite spawns, and now they're just trying to contest the last 15 seconds. But even if this goes over, I mean, that is not too big of a deal. Unify, he's pretty much blocking the whole cross underneath the plane here. 3-0 start for him. Has this right lane unlock as well, so no one really able to move freely. And he finds number 4. Can he snap for 5? Burt will get there for the trade. So we got ourselves an even game from P1, but now it's all about breaking in towards P2.
So difficult, right? Talk about these crosses. Invictus playing one of them right there. Will fall to a team shot, so that's a nice start for SIUE Black on this break. Capo, though, going to pick up a kill. And Kuki right now just trying to make sure nobody spawns out, because it can happen. We know those COD spawns can be pretty pesky. Picking up some kills, though, on the player pushing through crates. So for the time being, can even set the controller down and take a little break here, because you got players spawning so far out for SIUE Black, and it looks like it's going to be a solid 60-second hold bar here. I mean, we got Rybo trying to make a play in the front. He's going to come in for the contest. Gunfight will be won. So that's a huge win from Rybo, and you'd think the spawns might flip, but they do not. Still in favor of ILL Blue to try to flood on in here and try to disrupt this last 10 seconds.
Yeah, big individual play. Even if he dies, I mean, he shaves a good 10 seconds off the clock there, finds the win. But here's the problem we had before. It was everyone dropping down before the initial setup. So now you've lost a lot of your plane control. Burt is trying to hold on to it. Drops down, should find the first one. Can he snap for 2? No. Kuki finds himself the trade. Rybo, though, right back. We know this is a very scrappy hill. Very difficult to collect a lot of time here for as far as what you're going to be able to do, but at least keeping plane control going in towards these future hills. That's what I think is the most important. Always dedicating a player to putting themselves in towards that position. So we look at about 35 seconds left. We got CH here trying to do a bit of zoning, but he will fall, and that will be 4 down here for SIUE Black.
This hill's so difficult to soak up a lot of time. Although ILL Blue are doing that right now, you just have so many angles you can be shot from once you're on the hill. Mutify, almost a chance to pick up 2, will get a team kill in favor of his squad. So this last 15 seconds seems to be wide open for the taking. Start to rotate over towards P4, which can be a little more of a money hill, still get pretty scrappy. And I have to agree with you, Austin. I mean, playing the top of the plane all throughout this map can be really, it's such an important position to be in. You can see so much from this power position. You can really lay down the fire. For an AR to be up there is crucial a lot of times, especially going into P4, where we see the rotation start to come in. And if you look at your mini-map, SIUE Black are forced to funnel out of the same location. ILL Blue picking up on that, and they're just laying down the bodies as they come. 2 kills, though, come in for the red squad. Not before Mutify puts an end to that, and we got a flip. But again, you're seeing it. The map knowledge for ILO Blue is there. They're turning their heads when the spawns flip. They're communicating, let everybody know, hey, I spawned here. They should be spawning there. And it's just paying off for them. They're really turning their heads at the right time to pick up some of these kills.
Oh, look at the mini-map. This is probably the worst time you could have flipped out going in towards what will be your future hill. Sure, you finally get a foot inside of the point for the side of SIUE Black, but at what cost? Because the setups, the rotations, that's what's been slacking. That's what we pointed out from map number 1, and well, it's still showcasing here for us going in towards map, I guess, second map here for us in the hardpoint rotation. So difficult all around, but they do bring things back a tad bit. They secure the last 25 seconds, so not going to be too big of a difference for as far as score, but you need to find yourself at least a kill on towards the point. Try and get them off the time. CH up top trying to do exactly that, but he's got a lot of players that are trying to lock him down. The rest of the members, very slow approach before even getting close towards the point. Now with no one really on the flank, the hits coming from the front, the setup is in. I mean, look at the ARs. They are just locking down everything in and around the point. How do you even make a move without finding Mutify, who's just sitting inside of wood, beaming everyone? He's on 3 in a row, 4 in a row. Can he go to 5? Ribo is trying to make a play towards the hill, but he is sniffed out from Capo, and this is excellent control and looking like up another potential full 60.
Right, step 1, you have to get past Mutify, and it's seeming to be impossible right now on this P5 hill. Ribo has been forced into situations where he's trying to make these snaky plays, and he's done a pretty good job at it to try to get a couple extra seconds in favor of his squad. We saw it on P2, but I mean, you just can't be enough. You need some support from your AR players. Burt, 8 and 15 right now, needs to step it up for the Burts of the world, man. Come on, you're putting on for us. You can't have a poor performance, but he's starting to pick it up a little bit. Gets a kill there. Still close to an 100-point lead for ILO Blue as we go into the second set of rotation. Absolutely right. For Atlanta FaZe, you don't have to necessarily worry about your setups. You know you can trust your breaks. But for a lot of other teams, you got to get your setups in place. You got to be ready for those rotations. You can't just play the slaying power game that Atlanta FaZe plays. That's pretty one-dimensional when you're looking at teams in the Call of Duty scene. But right now, good start here in the second set of rotations for SIUE Black. They pick up some time, Burt grabbing some kills, and if you're elites, just play this contest for as long as possible. No reason to challenge. He's got some support from Ribo.
Yeah, Cam, Bert's listening to the stream, man. He's hearing it. He's like, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to bring it back. We also saw CH here. He's on 6, but I mean, he doesn't have streaks enabled still. So even if he were to get things up towards 7 and 8 and earn both of those streaks, it wouldn't matter. But we look towards the spawns here, and this is actually a much better job. SIUE Black, they contest a lot of that time on P1 and actually bring about half of it home, and now they have the initial setup. Can they hold? That will be the question. CH, he's anchoring in towards the back. Important role. He finds Invictus up top, reading the flank, almost finding Capo, but look at this attempt. Everyone on the move. Illini Blue just swarming in and around. Burt, the last one here, and he will go down on the first attempt. Illini Blue, they break to the defense, and they get themselves right back on the hard point.
And it's easy to want to put all your focus towards the point and making sure you're picking up kills there, but so often on P2, the way that the break happens is over on that left side by Blue, by Secret, whatever you want to call it. You get a player push through that, you get one kill like Capo did, and it just completely is one card that lets the whole house fall, and you see it here. Pretty textbook break from ILO Blue on P2. And this lead, which has shrunk down a little bit, is going to extend again. They get this final 10 seconds. They'll be up over 200 before we go in to the scrappy hill on P3.
CH does not read the hit in from behind. He falls, playing control, gifted right back to Illini Blue. Very unlikely they'll close things out here on this hill, but they could certainly look to get it close and maybe end up getting the win here on towards P4. Capo throws down a well-placed nade, but it actually ran right through here. Burt finds the opening. Just absolutely guns it. Does take out Capo. but they have to start to get players off the point. Mutify, he's playing his life, trying to bob and weave, looking for where the players are going to start to drop down from, or at least start to hit from. Good read on towards Elites as he finds at least one. And that puts him actually on 5. Can he snap on Rybo? Extremely close, but Capo in from behind, gets help from Dookie. The submachine gun duo just putting on a bit of a clinic here for us, as they might be able to grab the last 15 seconds.
Mutify up to 29 and 12 is having such a great game. You talk about it, the reads there to look over towards P2. Just knowing where the spawns are can be so difficult on this map, I feel like, especially where they're hard to predict compared to other maps. Big time there on P3 though, and you got only 14 seconds necessary to get the win here and force a map 5. It's looking pretty good for ILO Blue right now though. SIUE Black in control of the point. Rybo's going to fall, and a few players there to stack it for the white squad. You got players funneling from AS&D. Just got to pick up those kills. We're at number 2 right now. Mutify is going to be alone for the time being. He's able to get 1 kill. Burt there for the trade. Can he grab 2? He can't. Kooky there for the kill. And as the trades keep falling, it's just a matter of time, it feels like, until ILO Blue can get in and get the commanding win here.
They can still certainly get the dub here, and well, with those kills coming through, they might be able to do it. What can Burt do? He finds one, but it's all on him, and Capo, well, just good shots from the middle of the plane. 10 seconds, that's all that's needed. One last attempt, and they are being mowed down as they come out of that crate. This is looking like we're going to map 5, and well, we sure are, Cam. Illini Blue, they're good for both hard points here for us to make sure that we do see a map 5. And well, it's going to be our second raid of the series, and we can't complain about that, as we see if SIUE Black might be able to do what they did there in map 2.
We can't ask for any more as casters, as spectators, right? I mean, going to a map 5, this is just going to be so exciting. It's a lot of what we talked about, where we knew ILO Blue coming into this one was going to be the respawn team. They were going to have the advantage. SIUE Black had to come in and win those search and destroys, have to win that control. They've done that so far. Now the test of time, right? And I mean, I love to see a team that can win a series without the hard points. It just goes to show you're winning with your brain, right? Like, you're having to think things out. You're having to put the strategies in place to get the victory. We'll go to, I think, a short break here, but when we come back, I mean, you're not going to want to go anywhere. We got everything coming to a culminating point here in map 5. We'll go to Raid S&D. I'm really looking forward to it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We got a game 5 here for us between SIUE Black up against Illini Blue. It's myself, Visions, joined with Cam Bird. We got ourselves a series, one that I don't think a lot of people had expected. We had a very big blowout that came through in map number 1. Only 50 points on the board that ended up coming through for SIUE Black. We get towards the search and destroy. Don't get to view it here for us, Cam, but it's a 6-4 win. Looking good. SIUE Black tie things up. They go into control. A very tight control to close things out 3-2. The second hard point still not looking great, but that's fine because they looked good in search, and now they have a chance to look good in search here again, going in towards raid, search, and destroy.
Yeah, and I know we're the analysts. We're supposed to have all the answers, but as we head into map 5, I don't know. This is almost anybody's ball game, right? You just dominated the 2 hard points if you're ILO Blue, but it's been close in the search and destroy and the control. Like, this feels like it could go either way, which I guess is what makes it so great. Like, if you're sitting at home right now watching this, what more can we ask for? So much going on right now. So much excitement headed into this final match. It's going to be raid as well. We talked about that.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody doesn't like raid, we don't want to be friends with you because it's just such a great map. You must have something wrong if that's the case, but we're going into it here. Raid S&D, map 5. All the marbles here on the table right now.
First time Illini Blue find themselves in a map 5, and well, Mutify gets himself the easy first blood, and well, everything just kind of falls in line. I mean, what are you going to do? Rybo might be able to grab himself a kill. Does he get the second? He does, but Kooky just slides right through, gets the pinch, makes sure the trade will come in, and Illini Blue come through with a very swift round number 1.
Certainly do, and we get to see Kooky's point of view here, picking up this big kill on Burt in mid. It was just an aggressive play from Mutify to slide up to that head glitch over there at A and shut down the initial push. Rybo, it feels like anytime he's in this position by Black Van, he's picked up at least 2 kills. So if you're ILO Blue, you're going to want to pay attention to that. Maybe a power position for Rybo, but a nice start for ILO Blue. You win a defense. Now you go on offense, a chance to kind of separate yourself a little bit if you could pick up this offense.
Both teams have played a raid so far in towards their first 4 matches, and both have actually won them. A lot more dominant, I will say, for Illini Blue. They 6-0'd. So this is going to have to be another statement game coming through for SIUE Black, even though they're looking good in search, and so far so good. CH, you find first blood, takes down Mutify, big AR. They will eliminate from the map, but they have a bit of pressure over by A. Maybe a chance to try and drop the rock here. Gunfighting towards the middle. Gap. Whoa, a little bit shaky, but does bring it. However, the trades start to bounce back and forth. Kuki, now last one left alive here for Illini Blue, has a 1v2 to try and cut through. Doesn't check his left. He'll go down, and we got ourselves a tie game right away.
Yeah, and you're seeing Rybo there in a really tough situation. He's being pinched by a few players, but just these extra milliseconds it takes to pick up that win, or what you're seeing in the kill cam. CH is able to pick up a 2-piece from it. And just those little plays, playing your life for that extra half second can really be the decider in a round, as you saw there. Still really big kills from CH, already on a little streak after that round, picked up 3. They trade the defenses, and so often in Search and Destroy you talk about it. Whichever team can get a couple offenses is usually the team that can come up with the victory. We'll see which one can pick up the first offense as they trade Ds to start.
A little bit of an adjustment this time. Just trying to slow things down a little bit here for SIUE Black. They're waiting in the middle of the map to see if a push might come through. Just bobbing and weaving in and out of this van position. And you'd want CH here. I mean, he finds 3 in the last round. He's been performing very well throughout this entire series. But who will be able to open up with that first blood? Answer is Invictus. He finds the head, shuts down the big player here with the assault rifle, and well, it's going to be a trade, but Kuki responds back as it's going to be a numbers advantage for Illini Blue.
This is a very tricky situation. You can see on your minimap where the bomb is down. It's over by B, and you got a couple players for ILL Blue locking it down. Kuki might be getting a kill on Elites here, playing a good position, and unfortunately, Elites will fall. So all up to Bert, my guy, on the goose egg. It's not going to make it happen, unfortunately. And we'll just say the cards were stacked against him there. So another defensive win for ILL Blue. That's been the trend so far in this one, winning the defenses. We'll see which team can get the offense first. I really think it's going to be the deciding factor in this one.
I think so too. Good map control as well over towards Illini Blue, just dictating just a lot of that tempo and just eliminating just a lot of these zones that you're going to have access to on the attack. So good stuff so far. 2-1 the scoreline that we currently have. And last time it was an A hit here for Illini Blue. This time they're looking to change things up. They got the bomb starting to make its way over towards ramp. A big stack inside of Art. Capo responsible for making sure that no one will be able to cut right through Zigzag here and create a pinch. So everything's slowing down, but Invictus back-to-back first bloods, and well, also back-to-back on towards CH here. Not able to play his life by B, and this is going to give them an opening as we take a look at that mini-map too, Cam. That bomb giving them options maybe to bounce back towards A if they decide to.
I mean, we can tell, I know they can't, that there's no one over there. Kuki could absolutely sneak over to A and try to get off a plant, but you see both teams kind of stalemating at this point. Who's going to make the first move? Mutify starting to throw that shoulder, and that's a quick kill onto Elites. This guy's got some crazy internet or something. That kill came in quick. And that is just absolutely huge, right? Now you get the life advantage in favor, and you can start to work towards a bomb site. Bert, though, will even the odds with a very big kill. Gets that goose egg off the board, picking up his first kill so far in this match. And as the clock starts to tick down, it's starting to be a kill race. Which team can pick him up first? Rybo, that's huge to drop the bomb and Zig. It's all up to Mutify, who's going to have to make a crazy 1v2 here. Challenging onto Bert. Up top, Laundry, and a great read onto Rybo, but it doesn't matter in the end. Able to bait and switch and pick up another defensive round win. I mean, the assault rifles are so important, right? With no sniper rifles in play right now with the current meta, picking up those first bloods in Search and Destroy are always going to be important. And at this point, with the game, the way it's set up, it falls on those assault rifle players to do that. If you're ILL Blue, you pick up the first blood. Just a really good job by the defensive side to maintain, stay with the composure, and get the round win, despite losing that first life.
Yeah, I think a lack of commitment there, too. I mean, I talked about the bomb rotating back towards Garage, giving them an option to play for the other side of the map here, but just not really kind of coming down on a call and committing to it. So defense all the way through. Who will get that first offensive round? Bert throws the trophy system right through the window. He lets everyone know that they are in and around the site. Capo, can he grab one before his life is gone? Answer is yes. Rybo grabs the trade. Make sure he does not pick up 2. Kuki forced to back up. Mid-map control needs to be maintained here for Illini Blue, and Invictus ends up finding Bert. But in this 2v3 situation, they will try and drop this bomb. Actually, Elites thought he did drop it, and that is going to cost him. Rybo all alive in a 1v3, and it's not looking great.
Oh no, that is just tragic for elites there. You think you get the bomb plant and you stand up, and it's going to be costly in the end. I like the decision from SIUE Black. I think you have to be decisive with whatever your play call is going to be, and you saw it there. They were full tilt through that mansion trying to flood out, but just a really good job from ILL Blue and the ARs again to slow down the push. And who knows, I really would have liked to seen what would have happened if Elites gets that bomb down, because you can play that mansion so well when you have the bomb on that side. Might have been a chance to win a 2v3. Unfortunately, the bomb doesn't go down, and ILL Blue will pick up another defense here. So still waiting to see which team can pick up that first offense. But right now, if you're SIUE Black, you got to pick up another defense to tie this one up.
Oh, I think that's the wallbang that comes through as all the action pretty much just unravels for us in the middle of the map. Trades, however, will swing the way of Illini Blue. Elites and Ribo, last two left alive, and well, make that all up to one. Ribo, this is going to be on you, brother. Can you pull off a nasty 1v3? He's got maybe the timing to do so. Just got to find that first kill. But this bomb is going down. And now he gets the notification. Starts making his way through open stairs. Player to his right. Does he check? He does. Finds the kill. Needs to try and reset things. And he will be able to do so. Now just needs to cut through the last two.
Still has 30 seconds to work with. Kuki playing the Tiki, but he's just not ready for that second player to be up in top mansion. And with the bomb planted on that side, I guess that's kind of the right read. You wouldn't maybe expect a second player up there in the mansion, and it's just unfortunate. Still a really good attempt, and you're right. The wall bang there and Zig can be so crucial. Kuki that time with the aggressive play to push out, and we're seeing it now. First offense in favor of ILL Blue. They're able to separate themselves a little bit by a couple of rounds. And if you're SIUE Black, this is a huge offense. You don't want to see things go to 5-2. You'd rather see it go to 4-3, obviously. Got to pull something out of the bag of tricks here and get an offense.
Need this offense. Need a pick. That's been the problem, I think. Not being able to get picks. And I mean, how many times has CH been blooded here? And now they lose a second. You're forced to make a play. Ribo, he's trying to deliver. And he can't slip away after he finds the first one. Burt, as he loses all of his teammates in the first 25 seconds. Only on the breadstick right now. Can he make some magic happen? He's going to take a little peek towards the middle. Reads the first one. Grabs the kill.
Okay.
Now we'll turn it in towards a 1v2 here once again.
This guy, Burt, trying to put on. Like, I need to see it right now. Give me the 1v3. Still got some time to work with. Picks up that first kill, but these players over by B are trying to play a trade on each other. Smartly so. He's going to lay eyes on Kuki. But the gunny is just so quick for Kuki there to pick up that kill, and it goes to 5-2 now. One round away for ILL Blue and winning this series. We talked about it the first time they're playing in a Game 5 Search and Destroy. They're undefeated so far in the season, and right now they're clutching up to try to bring this one home. You see Mutify in the play of the game there, picking up some kills, just absolutely huge. You're back on offense if you're ILL Blue, with a chance to close things out. You got to play those first bloods. That's been the key, it feels like, so far in the Search and Destroy. Whichever AR player can pick up that first kill. You see it on SIUE Black side. Ribo, the one really carrying the load right now at 9-6.
He's trying, man. He's trying. Can he try a little harder? I guess is what we have to ask. And well, Capo, he finds the opening through dividers, gets the first blood. Blooded here once again. SIUE Black struggling to try and stay up, but Burt will be able to find himself a kill. Once again, a trade on towards elites. And Burt's going to have to play a really important role right now. He's sitting just inside of money. Mutify has this information. They know he's stuck inside, but Mutify doesn't want to force that challenge. They have the numbers advantage. They're going to drop this bomb down. This could be the last round. Burt can't find the kill. He's got a challenge coming up towards his right. He snaps on Mutify, turns it in towards an even-odd situation. CH now needs to find Invictus, and he can't, but Burt has the information. One in Tiki and one close towards the bomb. He's got the XM4 to try and make this play happen. Coming down open stairs. Reads the first one, but he's checking up top. Doesn't read the second. Illini Blue, they bring it home. They looked bad at the first search, but they look a lot better in the last search, and that will be a 3-2 win for them.
In the end, I think for SIUE Black, it's just, I mean, you get to that Game 5, there's a lot of pressure going into it, right? We talk about how they're the underdog in this series. You got to give them a lot of credit. They put a very, very good fight together to win that first Search and Destroy, to win that control, and force this Game 5 was just an absolutely tall task at the start of things. So I think they have to be pretty happy with how things ended. And I think for the side of ILL Blue, this is also a really good learning experience where you've had a pretty dominant start to your season. You get to go the full length of a match, win it in round 5. That has to feel pretty good as well, to kind of maintain your composure and know that you can get it done if it goes the full length of things. So I think for both sides, there's a lot to take away from this.
Lot to take away. Kept it close. Gave us more than I think a lot of people were expecting. Certainly more than I was expecting here. They just got to look to clean up, I think, the hard points. That's where they're going to have to try and get some work done. Go back towards the figure out what is going wrong, watch some of these VODs and see how you're going to be able to maybe replicate what some of these top squads are doing currently within CCL or maybe even pro play. So we'll have to see if they can get themselves back on track for the future. But that is going to do it for our second matchup of the night. Illini Blue, too strong, too good, remaining flawless. They get in towards the top 25, and well, they're trying to tell us they deserve to stay there. But we got one more match here on the night, ladies and gentlemen, and it should be a great one for as far as what we're going to get. We got Arizona up against Oregon Green to see who is going to bring this one home. Don't go too far. We'll be right back after the break.